Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Stable video. Today I have been waiting so long for this blog post, literally since the new year. Actually, I have been waiting, waiting to hear what Star Stable is planning for this year, specifically because last year, again, they focused on like horse progression, UI changes, definitely the character update, but there was a lot alongside that they mentioned they were working on, and then we didn't really hear anything about it for like ever. And now we finally have updates on what's going— Girl, how did I manage to get stuck? Stop. Okay, but now we finally have updates on what is going on with Star Stable, girly. So yes, there is in today's video in terms of like what they're going to be adding, what we can look forward to, and definitely what we need to prepare for. I think I made a whole series on this where I took a look at everything that they meant was going to change this year, and some of it was really exciting, like horse paddocks, custom paddocks. I loved that. I used to make an idea video on that, so if you want to go see that, that's like 2 years ago at this point. But Generation 4 horses, like breeding, they said all of that last year alongside like bigger dog pets, and yeah, just a lot more multiplayer options for sure. So let's take a look at everything that they mention and everything that they said in the most recent blog post that was just posted just today. So it says Star Stable January blog, Erissa and game production. This month we're diving deep in the redesign of Erissa. So it basically just goes over a brief overview of like the Dark Rider Erissa, which if you don't know, she is a brand new Dark Rider that was added to the storyline, and you can actually see her in game currently with I think either the new most recent quest that came out with the like wild weave and stuff like that, and the not the what's it called, the neutral girl with the mask, the blue mascot, like yes, her. And also you see her at the very start of the game with the brand new player quest. Star Stable changed them and included Erissa to be a part of the Dark Riders in the little introductory quest. So that was super exciting that we finally got her in game. Working on our 4th Dark Rider was certainly a challenging process and went through many different iterations before gaining her final form. Let's start from the beginning. The 4th Dark Rider had yet to appear in the game, although a codename Nahili had been used. I hope I said that correctly. When we started looking into her appearance, it was during the same time period we worked on the updated look of the Dark Riders. Sabine, Jessica, and Katja. Elise was the 4th Dark Rider's working name, but after we had gotten a bit further into the development process, Chia was the name that felt right for her. The design was approved and it made its way to the 3D and rigging stage. We released some pictures of her to the community. We got some feedback that we weren't expecting. After some consideration. Bruh, why can I not say this? Consideration. Okay, I need to stop. You know, we're putting pre-planned training because, girl, looking down at my phone, reading this and doing that, I'm doing too much. Okay. After some consideration, we decided to act on it, revert the design, and start over. This was not an easy decision, but we felt it was the right thing to do at the time. It was back to the drawing board again. I started brainstorming together with our art director and tried to approach it with the mindset of taking the opportunity to create an even better design. This early brainstorming stage is my favorite part of the production. You get to really work your creative muscles, and we had a lot of fun gathering inspiration and ideas. So here are 3 of the concepts they came up for her. As you can see on the left, it looks like she is knitting with some yarn, and that might be like one of her hobbies, and also a little monster, like, what? Monster mask? Like, that's cute, but it reminds me of Boo. Like, that literally reminds me of Boo. Next, the second one. Oh, I really like this one. I don't know what, like, the socks pulls a little higher. Lastly, we have the pom-pom overall outfit with like a half-up hairstyle. I started simple sketching many quick and loose character ideas to try out some new direction. Early on, we found some elements we liked, such as to move forward with, such as a chunky, somewhat chaotic sweater. After that, I started narrowing down what sort of clothing items fit her, which was helpful to do in grayscale, since it helped me focus on the shapes and contrasts before starting to work on a color scheme. When we found clothing and color designs we felt were strong and memorable, I could move on to explore the details of how her face and hair looked, as well as some sketches following her personality. So again, here is another picture of some clothing, little outfit ideas for what it was going to look like, and the same versions colored. Really like it. Apparently they really liked the concept of the monster mask alongside the pom-pom sweater. I don't know if it's just me, but I really like either the first concept with the red hair, that is so cute, or the one with the blonde hair. I just really like those schemes and like the bows in the hair, the little half up hairstyle. I don't know. I think those are really cute. Again, the monster hat is nice. It's just not my personal favorite. And the color like scheme that those two have, I really like it. And the middle one, like, she does not look like a Dark Rider at all in the middle one, but like, I love it. Like, yes. In the end, I'm very happy with the result of her redesign. She certainly stirred the community, and in a way that seems like the perfect way for her to be introduced. An agent of chaos indeed. I can't wait for you all to get to know her, and then some final sketches. So yes, the 4th Dark Rider has been introduced recently, and I think she is going to be a central part of the new beginning storyline that we're going to be getting, because at the end of this storyline, well, not the end of it, I'm guessing it continues like never endingly, but at the end of like this story plot in the storyline, if that makes sense, since we are starting to get near the end of like everything that's happening with the Wild Weave, that the mask girly, you know, all of that, we are starting to get to the end of it, and Star Stable said something along the lines of, this is the end of the new beginning, and that just makes me think that they want to focus more on, again, introducing the main Dark Rider, or like the 4th Dark Rider, I should say, and having her play a more central role into the next storyline that we will be getting. And I'm really excited to see what that is. So the next part focuses on game production. There is one function within game development that you don't usually see and consider when playing a game, and that is the production roles within Star Stable. We call it producer. What is game production, and what does a producer do? Game production is a function in the game industry that you don't see or experience when a game works as intended. The producer is the communication glue and the multiplier of every other craft making the game. Game production is a leadership role where you guide the team to create amazing experiences for players. As a producer, you're the gatekeeper of the game's vision, leading one or more teams. The role involves providing clarity, structure, and facilitating the roadmap, projects, and solving problems. This includes actively managing project scope and prioritizing to maximize value for players, the company, and shareholders. Shareholders are our supportive partners in the game-making journey. They're people who own a part of the game and believe in its success. Yeah, it goes on to do that and says, like, who else is involved in production, and basically just like the background of what the production team is, how they're central to Star Stable, and everything about that, how Star Stable is a live service game, and what does the process of production look like for live service, what does the production team look for Star Stable, and basically, so there's a person who focuses on the game engine, a person who focuses on website and launchers, and the game's early areas, and also the character creation tool. Yeah, again, basically the whole, okay. Anyways, I'm breezing past that because I know, girly, you are here for the good stuff. The 2024 spoilers, what is going to happen and what can we look forward to when it comes to Star Stable this year, and there are some huge updates in store for us. So I'm just gonna read this and then we can take a look at it. 2024 focus area. Last year, we tackled significant projects like horse progression, as we know, with the little like level up thing, everything going on with that, the way the whole UI changed with horse progression. A lot happened there, and also the character updates, introducing new animation handling, and our 4th platform, Android. Big projects like those take up all our team's time, leaving little room for other tasks. But since we did accomplish all of this last year, we have more room to experiment in the coming year. So this year's goal for the production is to deliver things through iteration. We sort of started this last year by adding dressage and lunging as prototypes that you could try out during 2 of our festivals. Both of these features will be added to the game permanently this year. Permanent dressage, yes, I knew this was coming, and also permanent lunging. We will see that as a feature in game. I was wondering why they didn't mention anything about it. Like, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, test it out, see if you like it. Over 6 months passed since the Equestrian Festival, and we still don't have like any news. But yeah, I was really wondering when and where Star Stable would kind of release something telling us like a timeline, even if it was a rough timeline. Now we have a very rough timeline that these two gameplay features are going to be added permanently this year. Again, I feel like the dressage might be probably based in the riding arena, or either the arena where it originally took place, which is the Equestrian Festival Arena. I feel like at first they'll release it at the Equestrian Festival Arena, since, you know, they already kind of designed that and the design is already in the game for how it should work, the music, everything like that. Also think they probably made it way easier when it comes to dressage. Maybe there will be like difficulty levels like easy, medium, or expert. I feel like that could be cool too. And then later they might add more dressage races, preferably in the riding arena, or maybe like in a field. Maybe this is what they mean by multiplayer, is that you could start the race with one or more people. I'd love to see that, a dressage race with multiple people in game. I feel like that would be really fun to see, but we'll just have to see what Star Stable does with that. Again, probably at first very just like equestrian level, what we saw in the Equestrian Festival level type stuff, if you know what I mean. Probably just a copy paste of that, a different route, and making it a little bit easier. I feel like we could definitely see that coming to game pretty soon, honestly, since the mechanics are already in game. And then in terms of lunging, that is probably going to be released at Starshine in the round paddocks, or anywhere where there is a round paddock. Also, I'm wondering if they are going to show this to new players, since they just revamped and re-updated the basically like the starting, how you get in Jorvik. They made a whole Jorvik riding camp new area in Star Stable, so I don't know if they'll introduce new players to these features early on. Like, you know, with the Bobcats, they usually introduce you to how you like do the training, the races, like that, and maybe they might do dressage now and lunging as well. We'll just have to see what happens with that. So this year's goal for production is to deliver things of new iteration. Alright, both of these features are added to the game permanently this year, and we made some changes based on your feedback. So again, I remember everyone was super like concerned that dressage was going to be so specific and so difficult, so I think they'll change that, make it more general, more easy to like play through and follow. I feel like that makes sense. I think lunging was good in my opinion. Not too much I'd see them wanting to make changes on there, but we'll just have to see where they go with this in the future, really. One new prototype will be added this year that relates to another equestrian discipline that you have been asking for. This will be released for a shorter period, then we will continue to work on it based on your feedback. Is this cross country? Like, what would it be? Leave your comments, because if they say like, people have been asking for it. I feel like people have been asking for cross country. Maybe a trail ride? I don't know, because technically we already have the Red String trail ride, so I don't think it would be a trail ride based event. Maybe, I don't know. And then we'll probably see it permanently to the game next year, whatever this mystery equestrian feature gameplay is. Alright, other things we want to do with iteration during 2024 is improve your wardrobe and your home stable. So instead of having one big release for things, we want to give you smaller chunks of goodies throughout the year. I definitely saw them doing that, first of all, literally just this year, just already with the settings update. I really like this, and I feel like Star Stable could have made it an update in and of itself, or like, you know, just release it with a bigger portion of things, but they decided to put this out just all at once. I was not expecting this. This was like a great update. I love playing with the settings and making it a little bit more like saturated and stuff. I feel like it gives it old Star Stable's feel. But with that, I feel like we'll be seeing a lot of more of these minier updates throughout the year, whether that's, you know, like, first of all, the horse sheet gets updated, and now you can do 2 saddlebags, or the character sheet gets updated, or maybe they'll update this screen. They definitely will. I see Star Stable moving away, like, everything from this old style of menu and everything towards this newer style of menu. The mobile looking menus, and I don't know, I feel like they want to make things really cohesive this year, and again, just with mini updates, we'll see soon all of this being updated, and all of the old things. So if it's old style, just expect it to get an update this year is basically what I think. Even the matte old style, like the yellow, the greenish yellow, and then the blue, Jorvik's colors, that's gonna be gone. All this year, we are moving towards the mobile look. The mobile look, yes. And they also mentioned in, I think I made a video on this, so if you want want more in-depth details, definitely go check that out. But they also mentioned something of how you will be able to customize your UI, like color-wise, hiding buttons you don't want, you know, rearranging the buttons. So it is going to get a lot more personalized, customizable very, very soon. But again, I'm thinking smaller incremental updates, as Star Stable just mentioned here. Alright, moving on, iteration and further development on Gen 4 horses. The player avatar and the game's UI depends on things happening in Atlee's team. One is rendering refactoring, where we update the code that takes care of how our artist assets look in the game. The refactoring is also tied to us dropping support on some devices have operating systems and graphical cards that are not even supported by their manufacturers anymore. Another project that goes under the exciting name UI 2.0 needs to happen to allow our content teams to handle game UI and HUDs more smartly and there is already shared info here about everything with the UI here, and you can already now, when logging into the desktop launcher, see what we are aiming for in relation to recommended computer specs for Windows and Mac. Last but not least, my promise to you is to put additional effort and focus on fixing current live bugs and improving our processes so fewer bugs enter the game in the first place. I'm equally passionate about no bugs in the game as you are. Interested in becoming a producer? Look me up on LinkedIn and let me know. Not me, girly, okay? You need to look up the author of this. Alright, but they did mention Gen 4 horses. So again, inventory revamp. That is the first step before we can get Gen 4 horses, and they also mentioned that there is a lot of like behind the scenes work that has to be done before we get these Gen 4 horses, and I think Gen 4 horses are breeding. Okay, let me just say it, like they introduced breeding and looking towards breeding, and what would breeding be if not Gen 4 horses? Gen 4 horses I feel like also would have a lot more customization in terms of like maybe you could choose the mane and tail separately. Even just small things like that would make it a lot more, I don't know, fun to play Star Stable, make it a lot more personalizable, and make your gameplay experience unique to others. Saturation is like, goes hard right now. But yeah, I feel like that also like coat clippings, Star Stable actually mentioned that, and in terms of like, I think you can already see it with the Ardennes horses, but if you put on leg wraps and take them off, there's the fluff that goes back and the fluff that goes away. So I really like that feature, and I feel like that might be something like you could choose feathering on your horse's legs. And in terms of breeding, like maybe make unique colors, we'll just have to see how breeding goes. But Star Stable did mention that they were working on that and having team members look into that. So I am excited in terms of like what we are going to get when it comes to Gen 4 horses, since there is so much that Star Stable could do with this. And Gen 3, honestly, like what would Gen 4 even be other than just adding more features? I don't know, because like the Gen 3 horses match Star Stable style. So in terms of graphic updates, I don't know if we're going to get more hyper-realistic horses, because they just did the avatar update and if the horses are hyper-realistic and the avatar isn't, that might be a bit weird. But also, they mentioned new character customization. And we know, if you want more in-depth details, I made a huge video on this just like a couple weeks ago. But we are going to be getting freckles, birthmarks, change the color of one eye, choose hue. Okay, I don't know why I said it like that, but choose really color pick the color you want your eyes to be, your hair to be. Color pick the skin tone, color pick the eyebrow color. Star Stable confirmed they were working on all of that to be introduced in the next character update. So again, so much to look forward to. Gen 4 horses and home stable updates, home stable customization, adding furniture, making it again more customizable, adding more things. Again, they still wanted to add furniture to the home stables, so they're working on that as well. So we'll have to see. If we get Gen 4 horses this year, I will be so excited. But honestly, I don't know if it's going to happen just in terms of like what we got last year, you know, and they're like, oh, it took up a lot of work on the back end. We did get Hollywood's update. We got a lot of updates. But Gen 4 horses is a huge update, and I don't know if they'd want to beta test that first, or if they're just going to put it out into the game or whatnot. Definitely probably going to be a more end of the year type update, if you know what I mean. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, I hope you have a great day, And stay tuned as I post brand new Star Stable videos each and every day. I currently have a free 10,000 star coin code giveaway up on my channel, so go be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Also, I'm seeing this round paddock here, and one thing that comes to mind is lunging. So anywhere there's a round paddock, we're probably going to be seeing a lunging update in general. So, oh, it's so weird to see the Winter Village horse here. Right, anyways, bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching, and leave what you're most excited for in the comments down below.